Come on in. Show will start in 2 minutes.
Wealth, knowledge of self, uplifting the community. Let's talk about it. Real truth and power. Health, wealth, knowledge of self, uplifting the community. Let's talk about it. Real truth and power. Health,
Come on in. We're about to start in a couple of seconds.
wealth,
I got another powerful show.
knowledge of self,
Come on into the building.
uplifting the community.
30 seconds. We'll begin. We got Kiarra Boulware from a publishing company. She's going to be dropping some phenomenal knowledge to us.
Real truth and power. Health, wealth, knowledge of self, uplifting the community. Let's talk about it.
All right. Welcome to Real Truth and Power Live Podcast, where we provide health, wealth, and knowledge of self to uplift the Black community and all communities around. Before I introduce my guest and bring her in, I just wanted to thank everybody for tuning in. Remember, if you can't catch us on Facebook or YouTube, you can always go look us up on Apple. Our podcast is on Apple, iHeartRadio, Spotify, so you can always follow the podcast. And also check us out on our website, and that is realtruthandpower.org, www.realtruthandpower.org. Blessed to be here today, so let's start the show.
You are now tuned in to Real Truth and Power, the show that uplifts the community with health, wealth, and knowledge of self. Here's your host, Everett Winchester.
All right, so we are back. Before I introduce my guest, man, we had a powerful show this weekend. We had a powerful show, so if you didn't tune in, you guys missed it. I'm going to play a little clip from that show just to let you know how powerful it was. Let me see if I can get that in.
What part of it is derogatory?
Some other folks. There are all
I'm fighting
of
for it.
color. I am
You're the one
choosing
telling me
to
that.
align myself.
Hold on.
Why you cut me off?
Me asking you is very. You're the exact person that I need to be talking to about it, because you're the one who referred to me as let me talk to this clown. So now, when the question is asked
Absolutely.
to you, what part of red and skin from the people that came up with the term themselves to describe themselves so that they can set themselves apart from everybody else, what part of it is offensive? Is it the red part or is it the skin part?
First of all, check this out. Okay, you want to go there? Do black folks call each other nigga?
No. See,
black
you
folks call
started the
each
whole
other
thing
niggas?
off. Did you not call me a clown before
Listen,
you even sat down and spoke to me?
Okay, all right, listen.
Okay.
So let's
So let's go back. Let's go back. Is it the red part
All right, let's go
or is
back.
it the
Now, let me
skin part?
respond. You asked me a question. Let me respond. All right? You clearly are offensive because I called you a clown. Let me clarify. You're not a clown because you my brother. You're a clown because you're a Washington football fan. That's what makes you a clown.
So we had some jokes and stuff like that, but honestly, that was a powerful build, and you guys got to check out our last show. But Kiarra's on hold. Before I bring her in, let me pay the bills. I'm gonna flip this quick commercial, and then I'm gonna bring in my guest.
What part of it is derogatory?
Some other folks. There are.
In order to have a future, you have to know your past. My passion for African American history is the generations of foot soldiers, inventors, entrepreneurs, and educators who have shaped me into the woman that I am today. From the motherland to my beautiful city, Chicago, and around the world, as a travel historian, it's my obligation to honor and educate about the contributions of African Americans who have built this country. Be inspired by my journey.
All right, that was my sister, Miss Tammy Gibson. She does a lot of traveling all over the United States and the world. And she comes back and she shares our knowledge. So please go to our YouTube channel. You can find our interview with Miss Tammy Gibson. And now let me bring in the guest of the evening, Miss Kiarra. Let me see if I can bring her in right now. Well, I'm so blessed to bring in my guest, Kiarra Boulware. Please present yourself to the people. Give them a little history about your background.
I am Kiarra Boulware. I am an East Baltimore native, author, publisher, printing house. I do graphics, book covers. I do the works.
Oh, wow. So I didn't know you were an author. You write books yourself?
Yes.
Just put a little bit about information about your books before we go in on the interview.
Okay, so I write urban fiction novels. My debut novel is Love and Dollar Bill. Part 2 is coming this summer. I also write self-help books. I just wrote Going, Growing, and Glowing, which is a self-love workbook.
Oh, wow.
For women. So, yeah.
So let's talk about your publishing business. A lot of people are confused exactly what a publishing business is. Go in on how long you've been in publishing, and what was that business?
Okay, so I got into publishing because when I first wrote Love and Dollar Bill, I was looking for a publishing house, and nobody made me feel like. No, don't get me wrong. There's some great, publishers out there that people can submit to you. I'm not gonna say that I'm the best, even though I would believe that I am. I didn't think that the royalty splits were fair. I didn't think that the expectations of the authors was fair, because when you publish with a publishing house, you expect that publishing house to have your back. That's the point of them getting a percentage of your book sales. Mm-hmm. It makes no sense to publish with somebody who's not going to promote you, who's not gonna do your editing or format your books. Like if you have to do all the work and all you're doing is slapping their name on it, then like how does that benefit the author?
Right.
So I was like, okay, if I have to format it myself, if I have to pay for editing, if I gotta pay for my graphics, my cover and all that, then I might as well publish by myself. So I started researching self-publishing.
Okay.
And there were some great sites out there, but again, I just didn't feel like I was getting my fair shake for doing all the work myself.
So you was smart. You like, let me start doing it for yourself. Just take everything in and publish your own and keep a lot of it. Right.
I went through my own, trial and error with my book. Then I was working on a book with a friend of mine, but she passed away. And everything just started making sense. Like, how many other people are being robbed as authors just because they have something that they want to say and they want to convey to an audience, and people are giving them $4 a book.
Right.
You selling a person book for $15-$20 and you giving them $4 a book.
Well, let me hold you right there because you dropping a lot of knowledge that I wasn't aware of. And like when we first talked, I told you I was trying to write a book. Talk about what you do as a publishing company for like people that may need some help getting a book published. Like what do you help them with as a publisher?
Okay, so I do offer consulting for books that I don't, because I only publish urban. I only publish urban fiction.
Gotcha.
So for people who want to write nonfiction or people who want to write cookbooks or recipe books or whatever the case, I just offer consulting of how you can self-publish, because you can't publish under me because I'm an urban fiction publisher. But I pretty much do it all. So
right. So you
help. A
you help.
person comes to me or they reach out to me, whether it's via Facebook, whether it's via the website. I'll always either be able to inform them of what they need to do or how I can assist, or I can point them in the right direction.
Right. So you do help them. Let's say someone comes up to you, they're like, man, I can't do this on my own, but I got this great, urban fiction. You can help them. You help them with like the promotion and stuff with it as well?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good.
And in their contracts, they see that everything that's offered, which is formatting, editing, printing, promotion, graphics, we pretty much do everything except write the book.
Wow. So you take a lot off of that author. So that's, I think,
so that they can focus on what their skill is.
Exactly. I think that's what a lot of people want anyway. They even worried about going to some of these publishers, like you said, because they don't know if they're being robbed or not and stuff like that. So how about, I know you mentioned about, them taking a percentage. So how do you guys negotiate the price of like, how much percentage you would take? Is it like a package deal that you need?
Okay, so you calculate how much the book is going to cost based on how long the book is. So you got a book that's say 50,000 words. You're looking at selling it for $20, opposed to if you got a book with 30,000 words, you're going to sell it for like 12 or 13.
Okay.
So what we do is we split everything down the middle. So if a book is $20 and you sell 10 books, you get $100. We get $100.
Okay.
So like we pay for. But that's with us doing all the work and getting you ISBN. You go on the publishing website. That's just like for some authors who have personal websites, they can buy author copies. So let's say their book costs $20. We'll sell them author copies for $7 a book or $8 a book.
So they can
they can sell them themselves on their own websites.
Okay.
It just depends on the length of the book. the printing, how much detail was into the book, things like that. Of course, like workbooks and stuff are different than novels because they're significantly cheaper.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I know you mentioned you writing books, but could you drop some of the books that you published? Just pump them up a little bit. Anybody that you published yet that you got some books out on?
On as far as others?
Yes, other people, other writers.
No.
Okay.
I can't, because the ones that I have published, I ghost wrote, so I can't say
I got you.
I wrote that.
I got you. Well, let's go back and talk about your books a little bit. I know you mentioned one book that you have a part 2 of. What's that book about? Let's pump that up a little bit because it must be good to do a part 2.
So $11 Bill was supposed to be one book, but once I got to 50,000 words, there was still so much left to say.
Right.
It was still so much content. So in $11 Bill Part 1, you meet Diamond, who is the typical runaway girl who gets caught up with the wrong guy. And subconsciously, everything that she doesn't want in a man, he is. So she's like, the basis of the story is that women generally date their dads, whether it's the attributes you don't like in your father, or whether it's the attributes that your father consists of. So with her, she had a very abusive dad, verbally, physically, because in the book it flashes back to scenes that are similar to what she's experiencing in the relationship with the guy. Mm-hmm. And you get to see that dynamic in how dads shape their daughters' view of men or what they expect of men. Because with Diamond, it's like, as long as you take care of me, whatever you do to me is fine.
Okay.
Because that's how her dad is. He's there financially. He'll buy her, all these gifts and shoes and clothes, but then he'll be abusive to her as well. So that became her normal. So she met a guy who is nothing like what she's used to, and she's just like, nah, I'm good.
Right.
But he's everything that people would feel they want in a man: charismatic, thoughtful, romantic, protector, provider. But she's not used to that.
Right. That's deep because you drop the knowledge because most girls are, I guess, how can I say? They want something like their father, and they view that as the ideal man, whether they know it or not. So for her to go through that and say that she's just attracted to that because of her father, that type of person, that's real deep. I never even looked at it like that.
Yeah, it's a lot of gems. It's like women, females dating their dads is, you don't know love until it's too late.
Right.
Because we have to, people don't think unlearning is a thing.
Right.
People are so stuck in what they were taught when they were younger, what they saw when they were younger, what they experienced when they were younger. I know in my personal life, I had to go through a period of unlearning and relearning.
Right.
Because a lot of things that I was brought up on to say was okay was just not okay. Like a lot of mental health, situations in Black families, because I know at least in my family, we were brought up that whatever goes on in our house, stay in our house.
Right.
Talking to a therapist to, get through why, we had to eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for a few days, or, like people don't, things that people don't see is traumatic. It's traumatic. Or why you walking past 15 vacant houses to get to school, or, walking past drug transactions, or people ODing and things like that are traumatic. But, you're taught to just be okay because that's the normal. That's not normal. So.
Right. That's now I gotta cop that book. I gotta go get that. Gotta get it. I've been trying to do more reading, and so that I've been at least trying. Before I let you go, just a couple more questions.
Okay.
for somebody that's interested in writing, we have all of these thoughts in our head that we could make into, a book. Give them some suggestions, especially for me, because it's hard for me to finish this daggone book because I can't put time in like I want. When I do get the time, I'm thinking I need to rest for a minute and mess it up. How do you go about having time to put those ideas into a book?
It's all about priorities for me. I love being on Facebook. I love being on Instagram. But when I'm in the process of creating, I make sure that I give myself writing hours. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are my writing hours, 7 to 10. So it's no Facebook, it's no Instagram, it's no phone. Because I know if my phone is sitting right there next to me, I'm going to subconsciously pick up the phone, see who wrote such and such, and then I'll be sidetracked. I know I have a problem with getting focused. So once I get focused, I don't have a problem staying focused. It's like if that phone is not gone, I know what's going to happen. And then you have to have support. So for instance, I have my little sister who will not give me my phone from 7 to 10 because she's like, just concentrate, but she'll also keep my kid in the room with her, so that I can just have a clear head to write. But I also tell people all the time, because I get ideas that come to me all the time. Keep a notepad on you. Even if it's one of them little notepads, keep a notepad on you, because you'll something that comes to your mind and you'll be like, oh my God, I'm gonna remember that. But if you're like me, stuff like that happen all the time. So you have to have something to like write it in. I have gotten away from writing my notes in my phone, because I'll have them like all mixed up. But like if people have good organization skills, then that's an option as well. Like keeping a note of ideas for your storyline in your phone. But that's the advice I would give. Like set a time, like even if it's an hour, because all projects, I just give myself deadlines. So I know how much time I need to reach that deadline. I also give myself a little wiggle space, maybe a week or two, outside of that. But don't rush yourself. Pace yourself. Give yourself writing hours. Like everything come together when it's supposed to. So, when it's your time, it's just your time.
Let me ask you this, and we're talking to Kiarra Boulware upon publishing. Please hit that like and subscribe button. We want to get our information out. We want these new young authors to start writing, putting that together.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question that we've been hearing a lot, because we're from the same area, Baltimore. We've been hearing a lot about how the school systems aren't as good and stuff like that. Talk about some curriculum or things that you would like to see in the school systems, maybe that can inspire people to get back to writing like back in the days and stuff like that.
Okay, so I work for Baltimore City Public School System.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And,
I got two more questions.
I really don't think it's the school system. I think it's the lack of support for the students in a whole. Like you have 20, 25 students to one teacher. That teacher can only be stretched for so far. But those 25 students have 25 parents, have 25 grandparents, have sisters, have brothers. I think the support system around the student needs to be stronger, not more so the curriculum, because if we're saying we don't have the same quality education as the counties surrounding us, but then we complain when we implement those curriculums, then it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Right.
Because then once you start giving them 1+1, they like, oh, well, my child ain't dumb, But then once you give them, the new math courses, then it's like, oh, my child can't learn that. Like, I feel like parents aren't. Then there's resources that are not being utilized. There are tutors, software that you can download on your computer, places that give parents computers. Like, it's the support system for me. I feel.
No, that's interesting.
And community board meetings, and it's more community members there than parents. It's more teachers than parents. It's more staff from Baltimore City Public Schools than parents. But this is where you get to voice your opinion. You get to have your input on how it's shaped. You know how the curriculum or the school system period is shaped, but you don't show up to exercise that right. But then you complain when the decision is made without you.
Right.
Doesn't make sense.
That's interesting that you said that. I never looked at that. But you dropped a couple of things. One was classroom size. I remember when my son was going to middle school, he was like, I don't know. He gave me something like he would get in trouble if he went to a certain school. So I was like, well, let me look at some private schools that's affordable. And I got him in one. And the main thing they said was, you know, for each grade, because it's a small school, they take like 30 kids, but then they may separate them. So the boys and the girls, so it's like, man, 12 to 15 per teacher. And the focus, and that was something that you mentioned. So, but they got these big classrooms. We got to do something on our end as parents, maybe to help out a little bit, because it is what it is at this particular point. So that was very interesting. You know, that I'm gonna lock that in. That was very interesting. Well, let me ask you, tell the people where they can contact you if they're interested in, you know, writing a book, getting it published, and if they just want to talk to you, you know, get some.
So my Facebook is Kiarra Boulware. Usually, even though I have the home publishing page, people still just contact me on my regular page because I frequently go through my message requests, even if I don't accept everybody. Because you know, some people with scam pages or spam and stuff like that. But I always check my message request, and if I see that it's a message from somebody who just, you know, wants some information or something like that, then I would accept their friend request.
Okay.
So they can always just hit me on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, real name Kiarra, no special characters or anything. It just say real name Kiarra. But or just, I mean, anywhere that you find me, mostly on social media. I'm trying to be honest. I'll be on Facebook and Instagram more than I'm checking my email. So
I got you.
So that works best.
Before I let you go, just drop some special advice for any authors or anybody that, you know, just has these concepts in their head. Just some inspiring words to tell them to move forward in writing the book.
Keep writing. Like, some people, I know for myself, I get discouraged a lot when things don't go how I want it to go, or it doesn't go how I wanted to go in the time manner that I wanted to go. Just keep going. Believe in yourself. Don't look for other people to believe in your writings more than you do. You can't have people that's going to bat more for you. So I tell people all the time, because I have 2 girls that I'm working on publishing their book, and they're always like, how do this sound? And I'm like, how does it sound to you?
Right.
You know, like, you got to believe in your own work, because you'll put your best foot forward. Just being confident in what you write. Don't overthink it. Do not overthink it, because you cannot please everybody.
Right.
Whoever your target audience is, that's who you write to. You write like you having a conversation with them, you know, an intellectual conversation, because I have to talk to the girls that I'm working with sometimes. Like, we're not talking on the phone. You writing a book.
Right.
You know, you talk like you're telling them a story. Make it make sense. That's the biggest thing. A lot of people think that publishers don't like their work, but most times it's just all over the place. Right. Make it make sense. Like, I tell everybody, make a chapter outline, like how they used to have us do in school.
Right.
Get your thing. If you want your book to be 15 chapters, you write in them lines, what I want to go here, what I want to go there, what I want to talk about here. Don't be back and forth all over the place. And be accepting of constructive criticism. It's everybody ain't hating. Some people want you to do great, and some people want you to do better, or some people will see your potential, but you're just not there yet, and it's okay. Right. I'm almost 30. I'm just getting there. So it's like, just take your time, be patient, don't stop, don't overthink, and always put your best foot forward. Be your own biggest fan first.
Wow. That was powerful. Well, I want to thank you for joining the Real Truth and Power podcast.
Thank you for
I know
having me.
I know you might be writing late at night because usually you hit me up like 2 a.m. I'm like, you still up?
If I be in my zone, like I just won't stop. If it keeps coming, I keep going.
Right. Well, please drop your Facebook and Instagram for me one more time.
My Facebook is Kiarra Boulware. My business page is HULM Publishing. That's HULM Publishing. My Instagram is real name Kiarra. It's just RealNameKiarra. So that's that.
All right, that's the lovely Miss Kiarra Boulware. Thank you so much again.
No problem.
All right, have a good one.
You too.
All right, so that was a great interview by our sister Kiarra Boulware of HULM Publishing, HULM Publishing. Please stay tuned, support her. We want to support our sister. We want to make sure that we get her information out because she's doing a phenomenal job helping out people, artists, and things of that nature. So we definitely want to give our sister some strong support. If you are a writer, if you're interested in getting thoughts off of your mind and from your heart, give her a call. If you do urban fictional, and if you just have a book and you want to know where you want to take it and how you can get it published, hit her up as well. She can definitely give you some input on where you can go to get everything started. So it's another resource in our community that we can use, to get information out. So I definitely suggest everybody try to write something, leave something behind that can help out somebody in the future. And we all need to start reading more. So I definitely want to pump our sister up, and she did a great job getting the information out. Before I leave you today, let me drop this on you. I've been trying to drop it for the last few. Do a quick commercial here.
There are many films about slavery told through foreign lenses. Now witness the full story from an African perspective. How did slavery in Africa begin? The major players. Who resisted? Learn the answers and much more in Meltrek, Exploring the Ma'afa, Part 1, The Arrival of the Portuguese.
Wow, so that's another phenomenal cartoon that you can get your kids, your grandkids to help them learn knowledge yourself. And I'm not going to lie, as I say all the time, over and over, I read children's books. I watch the little cartoons because it's, I need it broken down from the beginning to go up. So if you want to just get it to entertain your kids but learn yourself, definitely check that out. And also, as we played in the other commercial, check out my sister from Chicago, Tammy Gibson. Sankofa for her. She's given knowledge of the trips and the places she's gone. So please hit the like button, hit the share button, get our sister's information out. We are out of here. We got another powerful show this weekend with Brother Jay Rich. And again, If you watched the beginning of this video, we played a snippet of our last video, and it was powerful, man. It was real powerful. They got a little heated. So we played a snippet of that. But as always, at Real Truth and Power Live, we come to a resolution and an agreement. So it was definitely a powerful show. And I'm out of here, man. Hotep, peace and blessings.
Real truth and power, health, wealth, knowledge of self, uplifting the community. Let's talk about it.
Thank you for tuning in to the Real Truth and Power Live podcast.
Real truth and power,
We provide
health, wealth, knowledge of self, uplifting the community. Let's talk about it. Real truth and power, health, wealth, knowledge of self, uplifting the community. Let's talk